Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Comic Clowns Podcast. This is Bruce Warchief Hoover.
Nice to Enforcer Vasquez.
I didn't mute myself, but hi, I'm Kyle.
Kyle's just quiet. That makes me happy, you know. With me today, I also have Don Canas Macaluso and Jason Tecadler Scamardo, as everyone can see him waving, and it's awesome. I haven't had him on here in a while. So...
They can't see me.
Every time I hear your last name, Jason, I feel like it says scam artist.
It is.
Okay.
It's almost spelled that way.
Alright, so... once again, we're your one-stop shop for all things podcast or geeky, nerdy, and fun junk like that. It has just been a really long time with all this Corona crap and just bullshit going on, and I just wanted to, just talk about things because I missed this. I really did. I mean, with my wife being pregnant and a whole bunch of other crap, and her not wanting people over because of a deadly virus, I'm like, yeah, screw it. Let's just do this finally. So how's everybody doing?
I'm alright.
About the same as always.
Yeah, I mean,
Don's
life hasn't changed much. I mean...
No, my commute is 10 feet that way.
So. Jason, how you been?
Good, like I mentioned a little before this, and what we'll talk about later is I've already spent over 30 hours on Final Fantasy VII. That was my whole weekend.
Jeez. Kyle, how's everything going?
About 20 hours into Final Fantasy.
Jeez. I got my coffee. I mean, yeah. That's what this is. So the first thing I wanted to touch on was the status of our D&D game. I want to do it right now, and we could do it via Roll20, but right now Kyle does not have a very easy way to participate. And where our story's at, I don't want to leave him behind. But where our story's at, I want to keep going. So I still have VODs, we have notes. When this whole virus thing is done, we're going to get together, and we're going to play again, because I was having... Not only now, I have 4 deities that are pissed off at me. It's amazing! I mean, it's really fun. Kyle's doing some great things. Jason's finally getting in here. Chris is gone.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel Chris is using the microphone on his camera, not the one attached to his face, so you can hear that weird echo.
No, because I just keep it away from my face.
Okay, it's a weird echo. All right, so, I mean, don't worry, we're going to come back with that. Joe's interested. If something changes, we may come back sooner. On top of that, I will say that on this channel, I have been doing, on our Twitch channel, for those who are listening to the podcast, on our channel for those who are watching us live or watching the VOD later, I have been doing, with Chris, a couple one-shots that a friend of mine, Denny Sonar Green, invited us to. With Bird in the back, he played with us. They weren't bad. It was just a little bit more time-consuming because people weren't ready. People were not ready for that, to make characters properly or on their own.
I spent maybe a good 4 hours trying to make the character, and then trying to understand how to roll the dice on Roll20.
I was the only person fully prepared. It was great.
So
the perks of being a DM.
Bit of software.
The perks of being a DM, right? Like I knew exactly what I needed from top to bottom. But you can find us on doing stuff like that. I'll try to I might start doing some level 5 one-shots with a group here and just put them on here just to keep content flowing. Because you guys have been watching me play ranked TFT for God knows how long on League of Legends. So that's been what you guys have been dealing with. And I want to thank everybody who's come by and watched and supported. That's been very nice.
Finally, bronze 2.
Congratulations. We're proud of you. We are. It's really nice of them. So...
Hey. I've never been that high on bronze before.
Sorry, I'm not ranked in anything, so.
So, I wanted the first thing, usually we talk about... usually we talk about comic books, but the problem here is that, and this is going to be interesting for everyone who doesn't know this, I listened to Comic Books Explained, and they brought this up because I hadn't seen any new content on some comic books. Apparently, Marvel and DC aren't producing any right now. And I know there's no paperbacks, nothing like that, but they're not even doing any digitals right now. So they could be producing, if you want the new content, go onto our DC subscription app and read them there, but they're not. Like, they're not capitalizing on that. I guess it's either non-capitalization or they're just being nice about it. I mean, just let everyone not have to spend the extra money on them to read comics. But, like, Kyle, what do you think of that?
Doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I mean, they want to sell DC as it is.
Well, I'm talking about Marvel.
No one reads comics. Look, Disney shut their amusement parks down. They're not going to print comic books.
No. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, even the printing, they could still just do it digitally. They're not even talking about, like, the printing part. You could read them online if you wanted to.
They've already opened up everything. They basically opened up their archives for free.
Yeah, they did the archives. I'm saying they're not wanting to produce anything new, and that's what's confusing. I thought they'd want to still have the writers producing something to get people to subscribe to read a new story.
No, because you don't want people in the same room writing anything.
I've seen some shit, and most of the time I don't think they're even near the same room or even the same state. From like a marketing standpoint, like Don, what do you think of that?
Well, opening up archives is a smart idea because you're going to get people who they've got time. Now they can check out the service. That's good because you can bring in some new people. Shutting off entirely, that's tricky. Limited release, I get. Like, slow down the production time. Even if they're not getting time to do print because distribution's not going to be there, the digital should stay. They should, if they can't meet as often of a release as they have been, they should still be doing something because people are going to get tired. They're going to look elsewhere for content that's coming out, and some people may drop it. Yeah, it really could be.
Yep, that's pretty much like a death of like the actual book of it, you know? Or it could be the rise of like some new stories we've never heard before. Like Jason could be the next Frank Miller for all we know. Like he'd come out here and release the next book and everyone can go buy it, you know? I could see him.
Well, you're not stoked for Marvel's new superhero duo?
Oh crap.
Snowflake and
Safe Space.
Safe Space?
Oh, Jesus.
The new non-binary superheroes, Snowflake and Safe Space. I can see why Marvel is not making comic books right now.
Yeah.
I can see why they stopped right there. Like, this is probably a bad idea. What, they also had that one you showed me, the guy that is addicted to memes. Like,
yeah, that's the other one.
Like, that's a fucking superhero? Like, that's a fucking superpower?
What is this, Rise of the Rejects?
It's the Runaways, but, like, you know, awful.
Marvel, New Nixon, Rise of the Rejects.
That one was just... That's just the...
Superheroes for millennials.
But we don't like that shit. Millennials are like,
what's the difference between a millennial and a zennial?
Like, we're old. We pay bills. We're just trying to live. Yeah. Yeah, I tell these motherfuckers, like, you're a millennial. I'm like, yeah, that means I own a home and I live in my own basement, okay? That's what's going on, all right?
Yeah, right.
Me and Jason knows what's going on with that. We just live in our own basements.
This is my upper floor. I have a nice little office now.
Oh, I didn't know you changed that up.
I did. Look at my...
I can see... Ooh, pretty.
It's nice. It looks even.
There's figures on it.
It's level. That's a level up right there. Well, I mean, before we crack into everything else, then, I'll get to that at the end then. So let's just move on to video games, because comic books obviously were pretty well. SOL, if you want to read something, you're screwed. Like, I was very happy because the Dark Trinity just got back together, which was Jason Todd, Bizarro, and Artemis. So I'm like, yes, that's what we all fucking wanted for like the longest time. And you separated them, and you made us sad, and now they're back together. And I'm like, I get nothing new now. Fuck. Kills me. Kills me.
Now they're on hiatus.
They're on vacation. So I wanted to talk about the video games, the video game aspect, and let's just take it from like what's coming out, what's out now, and like a quarantine aspect of what we're all playing. I'll say, like, for me, like right now, what I'm currently playing, I'm playing a butt ton of just League, mostly because I'm working from home and I can play like Teamfight Tactics because it's an auto battler. I can just like I barely pay attention while I'm working with somebody, so I get to do that, which makes me like stupid happy. And like I said, Dungeons and Dragons with the baby on the way. That's pretty much all the time I got right now for it. But like there are so many I would like to get into. What about you, Chris? What are you playing right now?
So right now, video game wise, I've been all over. I've been like you, some TFT, League of Legends, a little bit of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Then I'll bounce off the PC, hit up the PS4, and I'll be playing Monster Hunter, WWE 2K20, Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, the ADHD of gamers.
Hey, I'm just everywhere, alright?
All right, what about you, Kyle?
Final Fantasy and Resident Evil 3.
How is Resident Evil 3?
Not worth the money that you pay for.
Ah.
That's disappointing. I was looking forward to that being good.
Honestly, I about expected that.
Like 6 hours.
Ugh.
Well, that's a bummer.
That is
They
awful.
didn't stretch it out or anything.
Yeah, the original was short too. I remember
Whereas
that.
Final Fantasy takes 5 hours of the first version and turns it into 40.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Jason, what about you? I know it's Final Fantasy. What else you got?
I'm also doing Resident Evil. However, I'm a big fan of the Resistance mode, the multiplayer that they did, because it's like a fresher, more intriguing version of Dead by Daylight. If anybody likes playing that, and then of course I still hop on one.
Donnie boy?
Well, excuse me. I've been taking advantage of the leveling boost that WoW has implemented for the quarantine. So I started the quarantine playing a lot of WoW. I have these guys out here as a reminder that I've gone back to playing Fallout 4, playing a lot of that, and with the Fallout 76 Wastelanders update coming out tomorrow, probably hop back on that and play that a little bit. And then I've thrown in another great time sink game, Civilization 5.
Ah, Civ 5.
Been playing a lot of that.
That's Bird behind me, right? Like, that's that guy. He's all over Civ. He's all over that one.
Yeah, I picked up playing it about a month ago because it played well on my Surface Pro, and it's a great way to you start playing that, and it's the end of the day before you know it.
So, let me ask a question for the two people playing Final Fantasy. Is it worth the buy right now, or should you wait for it?
100%.
Outstanding. I will start the 100 gig download it takes to get it on my PS4 upstairs. What you're playing? What are you playing it on, Kyle? Your PS4?
4?
It's the only thing it's on.
It's not out on Steam or anything like that.
PS4.
Hey, I thought if they could, with the day and age of everything else, they might have put it on Steam.
Not
Yeah.
yet. About 3 years before you see
Yeah,
Steam.
here's hoping because I don't have a PS4 and I'd love to play it.
Yeah,
Go get a PS4. They're like $120.
really, they are. You're looking at 170 and you get the game and you're done. You're good to go.
Yeah. But then that'll be another console I own just for one game. I have an Xbox One with one game. I have a Switch with one game. I have 175 games on Steam
I
that I've played 20 of.
I just picked up Total War 3 Kingdoms, and it made me realize that I have never played a Total War game before, and
Oh, they're fun.
it sunk me right into like the game, and I'm like, oh, I probably should have said yes to the tutorial, which I did say yes at the first time. It just kept going. It's like, do you want to do the tutorial? Yes. Do you want the DLC with Lu Bu? Double yes. Yes, I do. And it skipped over the tutorial on me. So, like, they threw me right into the hardest campaign, and I'm like, yep, this is going nowhere, and I'm losing. This is awful. For the Final Fantasy guys, like Jason, you said you wanted to get into something on the Final Fantasy VII. Was there anything more you wanted to add to it right now? Like any of the differences, anything craziness?
I was just trying to save some of our pre-talk for this, but I mean,
No spoilers.
I'm not gonna put any spoilers, but it is. I had my doubts, I had my worries, especially because they announced this so many years ago. It was taking forever, and it's one of my all-time favorite games. So I had very high expectations for this,
Mm-hmm.
and I am so thoroughly happy. I'm loving it. I will probably play it again. Like, it is well done, and I love it. I look forward to the next installments because there's going to be quite a few because this is barely any portion of the original game. I'm just hoping it's not going to be years until part 2.
Pretty much
There's
get
going to be 3 installments total.
Cloud just comes out in the dress, and that's the whole game. Like, we're done. All right, everyone, move on with your day.
Here's your cliffhanger.
What about you, Kyle? You want to add anything to that?
I wish that the characters you weren't controlling did something. They're kind of useless most of the time. They
Okay.
really want you to be swapping back and forth. Kind of annoying. Other than that, it's really fun.
More useless, or like more useful or useless than the Kingdom Hearts NPCs?
Not the same.
So you're not getting heals. Got it.
Rarely.
Okay.
No, you definitely have to heal yourself.
What's Aerith doing the whole time?
Picking flowers.
Being adorable.
All right. So, is there any games anybody?
I do like
go
the
ahead.
fact that they gave Barrett a massive personality.
They watched the Team 4-Star stuff. They had to keep up.
I doubt they even know who Team 4-Star is.
Some intern on the lower level knows about them. But is there any other game anybody's looking forward to that's coming out? I have one, which is actually one that has been announced a while ago, so I'm waiting on, is the open beta for the Magic Legends MMO. Like, I want to see what they're
No, that
doing.
got delayed.
I figured as much, but I'm still
I made a
waiting.
list.
Oh, crap.
Everything's delayed.
All right, Jason, start with your list.
Yeah, well, like Kyle just chimed in, just about everything I want to play has been delayed or now no longer has a release date. Number 1 on that list would be Last of Us 2, which would have been out, I think, this month. And now, who knows? So that's one of them. Also, Cyberpunk. Very excited for that.
Yes.
So,
Haven't released date anymore either.
yeah, and then for a couple of us, WoW Shadowlands comes out this year, so I'm pretty
Yep.
pumped.
Gotta get my pre-order in on that one still.
Yeah, I did that like day 1. And because I'm a glutton for punishment, the Dark Souls type games, Ghost of Tsushima, is coming out.
I'm
So,
intrigued
there's
by that
also-
one.
Yeah. Also, if you like horror games, the Dark Pictures Anthology, which is the original team made Until Dawn. They made another game called Man of Medan, which was really fun. They have a new one that's supposed to be out this year called Little Hope. It's basically just like choose your own adventure horror movie. So it's quick, but you can do like movie nights. You can pass the controller. You can have multiple players. Everybody chooses their own character and makes their decisions. So, it's a fun one. And then I think just about that is there's Command and Conquer. They're remastering all the games, and those are childhood favorites.
I was about to say, that sounds like a lovely couch co-op that we can't do.
Yeah. And, well, the Pokemon Sword and Shield update allows some new islands and co-oping on them. So that's my list.
Yeah, Pokemon DLC is June, I think.
Dom, do you got any good indie games? I see Super Meat Boy in the background of your computer, so my question is, like, do you have any, like, indie games that are coming out that would be fun? Because those are all, like, usually major titles right there. Are we got anything under the radar that people should be looking forward to?
As far as the indie games coming out, there's not a lot that I'm aware of that are must-play games coming out. The Super Meat Boy thing was just... It made for a good wallpaper, and the game is just... It's a riot if you've never played it. It's punishingly difficult, but it can be fun, and especially with the amount of time you've got right now sitting at home, might as well play a game that's going to take you some time to, master.
Or study something?
Yeah, well, you can only do that for so long in a day. I know I've been mixing some learning new stuff into my day, but then, it's like, all right, that's 2 hours I've just spent. Now what? I got 12 more hours to fill in my day. But yeah, so outside of the indies, which I should go to my list of indie games and just start playing some of the ones I've never played.
The Steam
definitely
wish
looking
list.
forward to- yeah, well, not even just a wish list. I've got humble bundles filled with games that I bought for dirt cheap because I wanted one game out of it,
Yup.
and now I've got tons more that I should play. So maybe I will take some time to get some of those done in the process. But I'm looking forward to seeing if Fallout 76 Wastelanders tomorrow does what I hope it should and make the game better. Also looking forward to Shadowlands if it comes out this year. We'll see. But that's really about those are the main ones. And crossing my fingers that there's a announcement that Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out on PC. You know, that's the other thing I'm looking forward to.
If we know how WoW or Blizzard treats their employees, they're working right now to get Shadowlands out. Okay, don't worry.
Probably.
They all have
would be okay.
coronavirus.
I would be okay if they delay it so that we don't have what we had with Battle for Azeroth and have an unpolished, unfinished game on release. I'll wait. I can wait. I'm in no rush to play it. I want it to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So many people were hurt by that.
What about you, Chris? You got anything you're looking forward to?
Honestly, no. I mean, there's not a whole lot of games out there that have been catch my interest. I mean, the only real thing I want to do, honestly, is play the new Mortal Kombat just so I can play as Spawn. That's about it. That's about it.
Saw that coming. What about anything? No, I mean,
hide it.
I know. You got Spawn on the back right there. You got Angela next to him. It's cool.
Yep.
If that's the case, then what games are you taking? Is anybody taking any times to replay any games? Like for me, I want to go back and I want to finish Final Fantasy IX. I got so far into it, but I never completed it.
I mean, if we want to talk and join in Don's backlog of video games, I have the entire BioShock trilogy on Steam that I've never even opened.
Yeah, and that would be some good choices. I pulled up just for fun my Steam library to see if there's anything that I definitely want to hit up that I haven't played.
Currently, for me, on the Throw Rack replays, I'm on that PS2 rocking the NHL Hits 2003. Doing the franchise mode. Kyle, you're one of my defenders. Bruce, you're one of my wingmen.
Kyle, what about you?
Jason, you're a shooter. What was that, Kyle?
Bruce is a terrible wingman.
Terrible wingman.
Saw that coming. I saw that coming.
Enforcer.
What about you, Kyle? You got any games you want to return to? You were talking to me. You picked up Event Horizon again.
No.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I said.
Great movie.
I didn't pick up was that Christian Slater movie from the 90s?
Yes. But you
There
were
was also Lawrence Fishburne and what's his name? Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park.
Ah.
But okay, I thought you said you picked something up and you said your game didn't remember your save point on it or something. My apologies.
I mean, I just beat an old game. I beat South Park's Fractured But Whole, and my God, that game is 10
Fantastic.
stars. That was so good.
Game of the fucking year right there.
I should pick. That's one that's been on my Steam wish list for a while. That and Stick of Truth.
Yeah,
I feel like I should probably pick those up.
All right, so we pretty much got to sit here. We got to stick it out for what we have. But when we think about it, we still have 1.5 million games we can all go play. We're just not going to do it. We're just going to complain that we don't have anything to play. It's like opening a fridge when
Playing the same game.
you're going to open a fridge when you're hungry. I'm like, oh, there's nothing to eat, and it's like there's a stacked fridge. I got it. All right. So, anything on the gaming industry anybody wants to bring up, like last tattle news?
I want Streets of Rage 4 to come out already.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw a teaser for a remake of Bloody Roar.
Oh yeah. We posted that. We posted that. The company, I forgot what company. I have to go back and double check. has just purchased the rights to that. I just gotta really quick and see if I can find where we posted that. If it's ever going to show up on my page or just be lost in the timeline that is Facebook.
Let's do the timeline scroll.
Oh, okay, so let's see here. Oh, Bloody Roar. Oh, yeah, that was it. Bloody Roar trademark filed by Konami. That was it. Konami picked it up.
Huh.
So we have a good
Those
chance.
guys are like 50-50 on games.
No, yeah, yeah. If anybody, has anyone here ever played, like, besides me and Chris, played Bloody Roar?
Yeah.
Okay, so effectively, Don, for you shaking your head, it's a fighting game, but everyone in there is like a were animal of some kind. And that's just really fucking cool. Like, everybody can change up what they're doing. Like, one dude turns into a wolf, obviously, very generic. One old dude, soldier, turns into a lion. One guy turns into a chameleon. It's like full-on just transformation.
As long as you knew the right button combination to make them transform.
Which wasn't hard. It was for the older games. It was the same button. You just pressed one button once you filled up a gauge, and you had like a slat amount of time. They were very like generic with it at that point too. Like when you looked at like the Asian kung fu, he turned into a tiger. I'm like, wow, never saw that one coming. Oh no.
Kind of reminds me of Altered Beast.
In a way, in a way. Yeah, that was a good one.
Rise from your grave.
Classic.
Power
You know
up.
what? I should go back and play that again. That game is great.
If you're any good at it, it'll only take you 15 minutes.
True, it's a short game, but it's fun.
Oh, that was such a good game. All right, so now that we're done with the games and what we've been talking about there, because that's all the weird gaming news that there is, or good gaming news, let's go ahead and move on to movies, and this one will be even fucking faster. Because there's not a lot going on except for like the people that are going straight to streaming services now, and things that did release. So like example, like I never had a chance to watch Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey because I'm not doing the rest of that fucking title. And so me and Kayla sat down and watched it, and I will say we didn't hate it. Like that it actually turned out to be not a bad film.
So it's actually worth a watch.
Yeah, I'd say watch it one time. I mean, it was entertaining. It did not deserve the R rating that it got, which I think it was appealing to a lot of a younger crowd with a couple of different things, and then they ended up trying to appeal. Like obviously those kids couldn't see it, but it was good. You know, like it turned out really well. Like. Great action sequences, great camera work. It felt like the comic book Harley Quinn-esque storytelling. So like it wasn't. It's definitely somewhere just under Wonder Woman, you know, where all the other DC movies are currently at.
That does bring up a good point, though, with the movie industry adapting by going straight to homes. That's going to keep them afloat. I think the theaters are going to tank, but I think this is the way the industry should have been going in the first place, and now they are, and I think it'll be great for the audience.
I think that. Well, go ahead, Jason.
I believe this weekend was the first like big digital premiere. It was the Trolls 2 World Tour, which did actually very, very high in digital rentals. So I think, you know, based on that, it does seem to be the way that it might.
Well, that being said, would we be heading more towards animated films being more the normal? Because you can't really, if we're still talking about like the coronavirus and things like that, getting people together to shoot a really giant picture when there's not supposed to be giant gatherings would pose a slight problem. And any thought on that?
I mean, it depends because, you know, they've done where people are just green screened into each other, and it failed. Looking at you, Arrested Development.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I mean, they might try something like.
They did Arrested Development. Yeah, it was weird when they first did it, but then they played it up for humor later in the season and then into the next season. So
Like-
they were very aware of the novelty and how terrible that came out. I don't think it's going to work for the movie industry as a whole to green screen in people like that, but as long as the studios can weather the storm, and maybe we'll see a rise of the indies even more so than we did 10 years ago once this all starts to pass.
With that being said, like Kyle, what do you think about like? Do you see DC Warner Brothers attempting to go more towards the well with the animated movies that we have been loving in the past, like actually going to them to attempt to make money?
No. There's no money in them. Pixar's really the only one that pulls money from animated movies. No one signs up. No one has the DC Universe, whatever their streaming platform is.
I know one guy. I know I don't.
No.
Well, that being
No
said,
chance.
I wish they would though. I did get a chance to watch the Harley Quinn animated series as well. Got boredom. Gives you that time. That is not bad. I don't think I like the voice as much though. Like, she doesn't even try to do like her New York, like her accent. She doesn't even take a stab at it. She's like, it's not even close. I'm not even going to try. I'm like, why? Come on, give it a go. It sounds horrible if you don't do it. Anybody seen anything like watched any of those new digital releases? Can give me a heads up on anything we should be watching?
I haven't really watched anything that came out recently. I think the last new-ish movie that I watched was The Lighthouse.
I've been mostly on TV series. Finally started watching Better Call Saul. It's a great show. And I took a chance and watched the first episode of The Expanse. Also very cool show. Got to go back to that and watch more of it. But otherwise,
People hype up The Expanse to me like all the time.
Anybody watch Onward?
What's onward?
It was
You're the only one with kids.
I see it on commercials, and I saw that it got promoted. I didn't watch it. What'd you say, Kyle?
It was a decent movie.
No, that's one, and it's not bad. I heard it's like Full Metal Alchemist anime. It's like the same concept.
No.
It's a joke.
I'm not even familiar with it. This is news to me.
Yeah,
I've been
seen
very
it.
cut off from the world the past few weeks.
Yeah, I could feel that one right now. Is there anything you guys are gonna like? Obviously, because I see everyone watching more TV shows now than movies. Like anybody watch that Tiger King shit or no?
No.
Oh.
Okay,
Saw part of an episode and walked away.
That's kind of the reaction I was expecting.
The parts that I've seen is I've just walked in and Kayla was watching it, and then she just watched the whole damn thing, and I'm like, so anything I saw was me coming up in the basement to go to the bathroom and go back down. And I'm just looking at people going, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Is everyone on meth?
I don't
I
need
feel
to
like-
watch the show. I see enough memes to know what it's about. One dude
Yeah, I was gonna say-
stressing out a woman.
I was gonna say exactly the same thing. That like with the way everyone's been talking about it, like, hey, I've basically seen the show. I don't need to watch it now.
Yeah, I mean, newer releases that I still need to watch. I still haven't watched the newest season of Castlevania, which I heard was pretty.
That was good.
I'm like 3 minutes into the first episode. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet.
Yeah, so that's on my list. You know, other than that, I'm just watching the normal shows that pretty much most people
Probably watch The Witcher.
The Witcher was good. If you like foreign, subtitled shows, Kingdom is awesome. They just had season 2. Korean zombie TV show was really well.
I just grabbed...
Reading stuff.
Say that again, Kyle?
But I don't do none of that reading stuff.
I just picked up Ip Man 4 that I gotta watch now. Which is fantastic, because I'm like, first thing was like, truth or fact about Ip Man, and he's like, he went to America. Nope. So I'm like, oh great, so none of the fourth movie is historically accurate. Fantastic. Great. I now know I can...
That. 5 things that were true and 5 things that
These were false.
They're all-
And I'm like, oh, it's like, he went to America. Nope. all right, I know never to hold any of this into a trivia contest. So that was one that I got to pick up that's new. I know, but what was I going to do? I was thinking something else in my head for a movie. I go back to watch movies here and there. But funny part is, like, because I've seen the movie so many times, I just, like, fast forward to the parts I want to watch and just keep going. I'm like, all right, here it is. Keep going. All right, here it is. Keep going. Just past the dialogue I don't want to listen to anymore.
Just YouTube all the fight scenes in every movie he's had.
Exactly. Like, I just went back to The Protector and skipped all the way to the temple fight scene. If nobody's seen that before, fantastic Tony Jaa movie.
Oh, I've seen it.
I know you have. Is it anyone else? I know you would have everybody.
Seen every Tony Jaa movie. This dude was awesome.
Bak was, and he did something in 2015. He's like, think about coming back, and he needs to. All right, so that would cover that one for movies. So it's like any other news and arrangements. Like I had something that I was trying to think of for news that I just lost because of our tangents into video games and movies.
Well, speaking of video games, real quick,
Go ahead.
I was watching a wrestling video earlier on YouTube, and there's been talks about the future of 2K wrestling being canceled at this point due to the really severe low ratings and reviews that 2K20 got. So 2K21 might not even happen. As well as AEW is still hinting that their game is coming soon.
It is. They're gonna use the No Mercy engine.
Oh, that'd be fucking phenomenal, dude.
Oh wow. Get some old school shit in this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
God, I forgot what it was, and I feel bad because I had a question for everybody. I'll do something for the top three on my screen here, which is Chris, Don, and Jason. I find it hilarious that at this point, because we're con goers, and you know, we love to go, and everyone's like, "I want to go to a con. I want to go to a con," and I brought this up to Chris earlier that everyone's itching for a con. But if you look at May, there was nothing going on anyways. Or April, excuse me. In April, there was nothing.
May
was huge.
Yeah,
May was huge. Excuse me.
Big month.
Because of April, but like there was nothing till May, and there was like one thing in March, but everyone's losing their mind, and I'm like, okay, you guys are weird. You just gotta wait a little bit longer, but you didn't have shit.
Well,
in
I mean,
April
most
anyways.
of the stuff in May is now canceled.
Right.
Oh, all the stuff in May is canceled. Everything is. So, or it's just till next year.
Not my birthday.
Hey, my birthday was already canceled.
Hopefully my birthday con still sticks around.
Which one's that one?
That would be Yeti.
I mean, God, I hope Yeti and freaking Geek Out still happen.
I mean, so there's still hope for June.
Yeah, crossing fingers.
Yeah, same here.
Also, it's better than no hope.
That's when I just
Right.
take. That's why I just take off, and there's no Geek Out. I'm just sitting in the middle of the field, looking at him with a grill. It's like,
Just go
dude,
anyway.
I didn't need anything. I'm like, I'm sitting there with like 2 pounds of fireworks, just looking at them like, I'm just here,
I
man.
mean, let's be honest. You and a grill and some fireworks is basically all your Geek Out experience was going to be anyway. So
Yes.
Exactly. Well, that and everyone else, bossing everyone else around. So, guys, go do something. But that would bring. Here was brought up to my bring up on this one. Do you think that with the cancellation of everything else, there will be a upswing in the further events? Like we have Anime Magic way down the line, and Ramen Con, and a couple other ones in the area. Are we expecting attendance to explode if attendance is allowed?
I think you're gonna get two crowds. You're gonna have some people that are still not gonna go just to be safe, but you are gonna have those people that are gonna take the chance. They're gonna go, and they've been itching to go to a con. So yeah, I think some of those cons you will see at least an explosion for a day. You may not have as many people staying for the entire weekend, but you're gonna have. I think you'll see people coming out of the woodwork just to go to something.
I'll agree with Don on that one. I don't foresee a huge upsurge in people going to these cons, but I will agree that there's gonna be like a day where there's like a big push of people.
Yeah.
But
And
then
probably-
like, the following day it's gone.
And you're gonna
my
see, I
money,
think,
my money's gonna be on Saturday, being that
Yeah.
big push day, because everyone wants to be at that rave.
Now, we all despise.
And an increase of people wearing cosplay with masks.
Yeah.
We all despise Anime Midwest. Do we believe that there will be an upswing there? Because I'm praying not.
Well, there's still time for that to get canceled.
We can only hope, and that be permanent. But sue me. What do I care? So I guess the next question then would be for Jason here. Didn't get a chance to answer. Do you think there will be an upswing in newer events? Events like people coming out and creating an event because they don't haven't had a chance. Like, people will go if I can bring people in, because voice actors need to get fed. So if you tell them you have an event, they'll show up at this point.
Given the certain state of everything, they'll probably be too nervous to bring in crowds. Everybody's trying to avoid crowds. So I think right now maybe people have the idea, but nothing's even going to get scheduled until, they even know a venue will allow a big crowd.
Agreed. I'm saying like next year, like people coming out like, you know what? This event might not come back. Maybe we can cash in on like the phobia of like no events like last year was, and we can bring everybody in and try to make our own thing.
No, but I think maybe the events that, maybe were smaller might get bigger. So if it's something that's already existed and maybe people passed up, maybe now people are like, well, I need something more. Last year was kind of dull. So maybe, give a bunch more places a shot.
Yeah, like I was saying, Anime Magic. So I'm really hoping that one just explodes, because I still have a hotel room for that one. So we're good to go on that if everything goes right.
I just want to walk to Kuma's again.
Right.
Oh man, I would have loved to have gone for that one.
And the Pac-Man restaurant. That place was good too.
It would have been nice to be there for more than 2 hours.
Well,
Hey, you had work.
I mean, to tell you how boring quarantine is, I literally dreamed last night that the quarantine was over and I ate Kumas. That was my dream. And that's
I don't see a problem with
dream big, Jason.
That's a great dream, Jason.
Just get takeout from Kuma's. That's all we're doing at this point.
I wish. But
Just eat it in the parking lot.
Just
totally would.
oh,
For
man.
pickup, where? Your parking lot?
I did that.
I have gotten some good takeout around here though.
I did do that at
That was-
Domino's. I pulled up in Domino's because I just got taking care of something. I'm like, you know what? I want a pizza. And I'm calling. He's like, so is this for delivery? I'm like, if delivery's outside. And she's like, what? I'm like, I just watched you run up from your your office and run in to grab the phone while I called. She looks outside. I see her poke her head out the window, looking at me. I'm like waving like an idiot at her. I'm like, hi, just bring the pizza out. Like it was but I don't know. I'm just happy the weather's at least warming up here, so I can keep grilling. I like cooking the same damn thing over and over again has been getting redundant. Anybody like last minute news? Anything else they could think of that they wanted to talk about while they have everybody on the line?
Here's a question for you. Is anyone
you.
doing anything non-gaming, non-movie, not our normal stuff? Are you picking up an old hobby? You learning something new? Doing anything like that?
I will say that, while I'm down in the basement, because me and Jason still work from home, or we go into the office, it's one of the two. Kyle works from home. I'll be down here. I have my TV hooked up to my laptop, so I'll fix a problem, then do a set of squats, and then sit back down. Fix a problem, go into the garage, do some curls, come back down. Just trying to keep the body moving. That isn't driving me insane.
Yeah, that's a good idea and an important lesson for everyone who is stuck at home. Get up, walk around, get some movement.
I'm stuck down here in front of this thing, and then half of my enjoyment comes from this computer in the first place. So I used to have a blanket right in front of the window here, so light would stop coming in and bothering me. Now I've taken the blanket down just to get some form of sunlight, so I have not slept right in a week. I didn't fall asleep till 2 a.m. last night. Not for the lack of trying.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. And it's
My
been
sleep
like that for a
patterns
while.
were off for the first week or two. I was all over, staying up till 2 a.m., getting up later, or sleeping less.
Anybody else do anything different?
Started ripping wallpaper off my downstairs bathroom, so
There you
getting
go.
that ready for remodeling. That's all the excitement.
I walk a lot.
Yes. Kyle's dropping those pounds. I just did that kind of thing. I just did my upstairs in the baby room. Took care of that. Got the floor cleaned up for the baby coming in. Oh man, it's been, I don't know, it's my whole day is literally spent in this chair in front of this computer doing something. And it's like I go upstairs and I'm trying to have fun, do something. I'm like, well, that's still boring, so I'm going to come right back downstairs to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've actually got a busy week at work. I'm going to be climbing ladders all week.
Say, that would be entertaining. Oh, that would be fun.
I agree. Watching Jay climb ladders all week would be fun.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's a great view of my ass.
It's the biggest ass I know.
Except when you look in the mirror.
Oh yeah, this is the biggest jackass.
Right.
Thank you very much.
There's a difference.
There is. Kyle's the smart ass, Chris is the dumb ass, you know.
Saw that coming. I really did. Really, I saw it coming. Who's either gonna be by him or by Kyle?
That's too lowbrow for me.
Man.
See, what I do miss though, like, tell me something you guys miss, and I put this on Facebook. I miss my Thursday night D&Ds.
Kumas.
Okay, you weren't at Kuma's every week, so.
He kind of was.
I've had just about every burger they've ever made. So.
Well, I'm gonna say like you weren't like consistently. Okay.
You
whatever.
went twice in one weekend, didn't you?
Maybe.
I think when you, me, and Micah went, you were just there like the day before at a different location.
Yeah.
But like the Thursday night D&D was great because it was like everyone was there hanging out and like you knew people were coming by and it was fun. And now with the quarantine, you get to realize how many people check in on you to see if you're okay, to see how everything's doing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly, Chris. Throw up the big goose egg on that one. I talk to Kyle like daily, and that's about it.
That's nothing new. I'm not checking up on you.
If I don't respond, Kyle knows I'm dead. He's just got to iron his suit out for a funeral. That's all he knows at this point. Okay, so
For a suit to your funeral.
Thank God.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, definitely missing group gatherings, missing the D&D game, trivia nights. When it comes to even business-related stuff, networking events, being able to see people, hang out with them in person, meet new people. I wouldn't call this breaking quarantine, but I did go over to a friend's house, went over to Lieutenant Dan's house, and sat in we sat in his driveway like 6 feet apart, just mostly as a joke because I hadn't been around people, he hadn't been around people, so we can reasonably assume, all right, we're probably safe, we're not going to catch anything, but we still sat in his driveway, and I was only going to go over there for maybe an hour or two. 5 hours later, and it's like, all right, the sun's going down, I should probably go home. We think we were just so desperate to have human contact, had to see a friend in person, and it really made the day outstanding. The day flew by. It was so much fun.
Social activity.
Honestly, it was such a boost to morale.
I did some digital over video platform fibbage Jackbox games.
Yeah.
Not the same as in person, but still some sort of
Yeah, even stuff like this, the video chatting has been huge. We've been doing that for networking events, and that was so much fun just to see people and talk to other people again.
That brings up a really valid question, and this is something that blew my mind. When we have this wonderful platform that most people know how to access and can use, is very user-friendly, why the fuck are people using Zoom?
I saw a picture that
because they want to get hacked.
There was a Discord logo, and it's like, here's this platform that all these students are already familiar with and already have accounts on, but let's use this other one for e-learning instead.
For teachers, right?
Yeah.
Oh. I will say having my daughter over...
Curse wasn't good enough?
Yeah, curse. No, we need TeamSpeak. But I will say having my daughter over has been entertaining, and I feel bad for her because she's like, I have to do this homework and I'll get it done. I'm like, yes, but here's the thing. Because you're at home now, you get to come, when you come over to my house, you get to stay over. That means you get to do your homework here. Because they have students now doing homework so they can still go on to the next grade. So I'm sitting here doing work. She's on my laptop to my right. And I'm just like bearing down on her, just looking at him like, get your math done? Is it done yet? Why? Because we're going upstairs and doing squats next. Let's go, honey. Like, she just doesn't want to do PE. So I'm like, let's pick up a CFF weapon so we can beat the crap out of each other for a bit. Yeah! And, like, that's the whole, like... I don't know. It's an entertaining thing. Like, some people, like, enjoy the working from home. Like, I don't mind working from home. I'm pissed off at other people working from home. Like, that's my problem right now. Because people are... not smart when it comes to like
because you have to fix the problems of the people who aren't good at working from home.
Well, this just proves I don't have to go into my office anymore. Like, I can just come in when I need to.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be something we're going to see. Hopefully we'll see that dynamic shift in the employment market, is a lot of businesses recognizing that not everyone has to be in all the time. Hopefully we'll come out of this with some flexibility in work scheduling for the people that don't need to be there, like the IT staff that can work from home most of the time and just go on site when there's a problem that needs to be fixed on equipment.
Well, I mean, it's amazing with how many jobs that were out there and companies that were out there that were like, oh, your position can't do this, your position can't work from home or whatever. I know they have entire call centers that are working from their houses.
Right.
So it's like, no, you had this option, you just...
We send people home with desktops. Like, now, as an IT professional, that scares the shit out of me.
Right.
It's like, I'm taking my desktop home. Just don't drop the damn thing, please. That's all I care about right now. Just don't drop it. I was like, I need a printer. I don't care. Like, people are barreling through printers and things like that, and
What do you need a printer for? Just scan or save as PDF.
oh, we can't. See, don't worry. I'm not going to go into Essex my job. But I know. But I'm... You see? This is where IT gets angry. I was like, damn it, my head hurts dealing with people. Oh, you people are stupid. But this is what I want to go back to gaming really quick. This is what I found entertaining. ESPN, back in the day, quoted, and their owner said, we will never put esports on our television. We'll never do that. They're not a sport. Over the past 2-3 weeks, if you would have went to ESPN2, you could have watched the LEC and LCS for League of Legends playoffs on ESPN. Because there's nothing else to put on it.
Right.
Well, they can always put on Impact Wrestling and talk about how they're not practicing social distancing, since they still generate a 100-person crowd to watch them.
Like, but it's like, it's that moment of like, for me, are they doing something good? And is like, will this like bring up the esports world a little bit more? Or as soon as like football comes back and shit like that, they just dump them off to the side?
Well, the XFL's already bankrupt again.
Yeah.
That took no
Which
time
is
at all.
I was super disappointed to hear that.
They didn't have a chance.
No.
Not surprising, really.
No, I liked their setup. I liked the rule changes. I liked some of the things they implemented. I was hoping it would do well, but no.
Kyle,
COVID-19 fucks all.
Yeah, we've all been there. It's a timing problem.
Kyle, what do you think?
Huh?
Exactly. Cool. Double check.
Breaking up, signing off.
All right.
I've literally only heard garbled speech for the last 10 minutes. So,
It's got to be his. I'm hearing him
you guys
coming
have
up.
fun. We will talk to you later.
All right, Kyle. You have a good night.
Later, Kyle. And then there were 4.
Which is kind of strange. Like, I didn't know he was gonna hear garbled speech, which sucks. But that being said, like, what do you think, Jason? Do you think the ESPN will throw like the esports off to the side, or do you think they'll try to invest more into it? Because once again, that's a job you can do from home.
Well, they did just push up the release date for the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan's 5-part documentary.
So that'll help them save some views, save some ad revenue. That's really the key right now.
Look,
Is
we're still about sports, guys.
yeah. Well, the key right now for these networks is the ad revenue. That's what's hurting all these people that are ad driven. The TV networks, websites are thankfully doing okay. Um, Newspapers, I mean, out in our area, 22nd Century Media. I've heard reports they'll come back after this, but they do all the local papers, and they saw a complete dropout in advertising in their papers, and that's you can't have a paper that's freely distributed if you don't have advertising to support it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to hurt a lot of people. Is these businesses that can't afford to advertise are going to bring down some of these industries.
Kyle signs off, but then still sends gaming news to me to help out. Sent me a
What's
photo
he got,
off of
guys?
Twitter. Rick May, voice actor of Peppy Hare and Andros in
just passed
Star
away.
64, just passed away at 79 after contracting COVID-19 at rehabilitation home. We will forever remember, do a barrel roll.
Yep.
Even though that was an Aileron roll. We just don't need to talk about that.
Well, that's just disheartening.
I mean, that's just what's been going on, you know? Like, everyone's like, oh, it's not that serious. I'm like, if you're under 60 and don't have a freaking,
Right.
like, a compromised immune system, you know, it's not that bad. I'm like, but it still is.
Yeah.
But, like, for people like us that can still be carriers, I'm not really going over to my grandparents' house, or my parents' house to see my grandparents all that often. I'm going to soon. It's just very difficult to want that
Yeah,
to
it's not
happen.
necessarily about you. It's about the people you also could come in contact with.
Exactly.
Right. I have gone over to my parents' house a couple of times since the lockdown started. They haven't been anywhere, but my dad's gone to his office, but he works in a solo office. So he's not around people, no one's coming in. And my mom has taken a lot of precautions when she does go out to the grocery store. But otherwise, they haven't been around people. So I know that since I haven't been around anyone either that's been sick, or just aside from the one trip I made to a friend's house.
Don's like, I'm so lonely. So
Well, this is just a
lonely.
Typical time for me. But you know, so it's nice to go over there, get out of my house for a bit, be able to see them. But yeah, I think once this starts to slow down where people can get back out of their house, we're going to have to keep those restrictions in place for the population that is going to be most susceptible, and make sure they still maintain a lot of the safety precautions, maintain some even lockdowns or partial lockdowns best they can, because there's still going to be a population that's going to be susceptible and could still see problems months down the line.
Correct. And until we get a vaccine, we're kind of SOL.
Right.
But I will say, like, what I'm more looking forward to is that last year, and this is onto, like, the sides thing, which is CFF, we had made so much headway. We had done such amazing things. And the funny part with our business, we're at a halt, but we don't really lose much of that momentum, if you will. Well, only where that kind of screws us is when things come back. Do they look at it as do we want to use them or use our money somewhere else type of scenario? Is this an okay thing to have people beating each other and getting all sweaty with a virus that was just around type of scenario? And you know what, for me, it's like that. Like, you know, if you're in sound enough mind to sign a waiver to say you understand the risks, then you're good enough to go for it. That's why I want to try something, so...
Yeah, it'll definitely, I think, impact us a bit, where we're going to have to take some precautions. Some places may be hesitant to have an event where so many people are in that close proximity, especially since this can be transferred so easily from breathing just in
then
general.
They should look at their vendor halls.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
part of it too is going to be, you know, that event versus when lockdown ends. I think anything within a month or two when they stop the lockdown, or like a big, you know, outbreak. But you know, if the last big outbreak was like 5 months beforehand, I think there'll be less work.
Right. And we can take precautions of our own.
Like, the only thing I'm not worried about is, like, everything in October. That's pretty much, like, June, that's going to be up to con consensus. But October, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. I'm hoping Athleticon still happens, and I still get a phone call for that. Bearing down on that one.
Yeah.
Want to go fight Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Hey, it's one of my dreams. But I mean, that goes for almost any business at this point. Like, a lot of people are taking hits right now, and we see it in the gaming community, we see it in the comic community, we see it with writers. Because writers can still write, but the publication part where they can get paid for it, that's where they're getting SOL right now. They can't publish a book because no one's really, like, even the friggin' comic shops are shut down, so I can't even go in there and fix up, like, I'm trying to clean up my books upstairs, all like 150 of them, and I can't even put those away because I can't, unless I go off Amazon, but I want to support my local stores to do that.
Right.
Well, another big one is most tattoo artists are now just doing art commissions. They'll draw you something because they can't do their own work, so they got to do, art commissions because they can't draw on any.
Adam Blackwell is worked at Longhorn Steakhouse, and that's where he made his money. Like, he's doing a lot of fan commissions right now. If you want to know his information, anybody, let me know. I'll give it to you. He's the one that did our logo right here. He did our CFF logos. He's drawing me for our Saturday campaign. He's drawing my character for me because I asked him to. It is phenomenal to look at Jason's eyes that close to a camera right now. I had this step.
I got sent something related to my family, so I was very intrigued.
It was just a stash and eyes. That's all I saw. But I mean, like, okay, so if we go back to other things that are getting delayed right now.
Back the fuck up, man.
I can't quite get that close to my camera. The desk is in the way.
But I will say one thing else that got canceled, or is held back right now, is anime is being delayed. Like, My Hero Academia has still got like 5 episodes left to release for this season, and they're not releasing them right now because they can't get the dubbed actors together to do the thing. So me and my daughter have been sitting here waiting for the finale of the season. Like, people are like, oh, yay, it's already subbed, go watch that. I'm like, no, you get used to a set of voices. That's what I want to listen to, So we're stuck waiting at that point for...
Well, here's an interesting question that brings up is, would you rather see the content get released with a reduction in production quality from having to take some circuitous measures to make sure you get the voices done, may not be the highest quality audio, and just get the content out while you're available to view the content? Or would you rather see a delay to make sure they get back into the highest quality that they can?
Delay.
Yeah.
Now, that's the thing.
If you saw from Dragon Ball Super, when it initially came out, the quality of that product was complete garbage. The animation was horrible until they got like further on when they started getting, okay, let's get better about it. I'd rather have the delay, so I got like good audio, good quality of the picture, stuff like that.
Well, here's the thing: it's already animated, so the episode's already animated, so it's all it's all audio right now. Now, here's my thing with that response. It goes down to: are you talking about a series that's supposed to come out? Like, I'm waiting on Overlord season 3 or 4, or season 3 still hasn't come out yet. No release date. That I can wait on because nothing's been put into production yet. This stuff's already done. I can do the small delay of getting like each voice actor in there one at a time to do the voices. You know what I mean? Like, that's not so bad. But like, oh, we have to wait till like next year to give you the last 5 episodes. That I would not be able to, get an understanding of. If it's just going to be like another month where we need Chris Sabat to come in and do all of his lines for the last 5 episodes,
Well,
then
see, in that point, just learn to fucking read, man.
really, that's all I gotta do. That's all I gotta do. That's all
No,
I'm doing.
I understand where he's coming from when he says you do, if you're watching it dubbed, you get used to those character voices. If you watch it with the subtitles, now you're listening to a completely different voice actor doing the voice. And
he could be
it's
shitty
very-
for all we know.
yeah, true.
I mean, that's what I did when I watched Overlord. I watched the first 2 seasons dubbed, and then I watched the 3rd season subbed because it wasn't released in English.
I waited. I waited for all of Overlord to do that, and I watched it weekly with the family, so that was what the important part was. Like, I've listened to All Might subbed, and I've listened to All Might dubbed, and I severely prefer him dubbed over subbed, honestly. Because the change in the voices when he transforms is just so greater at that point to me. And I don't know, I grew up on Chris Sabat, so, like, you know... Or Chris Sabat, I mean, the guy's one of my idols. He's one of the coolest people that us three have met before. Just taking...
I get it. You just prefer Major Armstrong's voice.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I want the hair right in the front of my head, just get that curl, okay? That's all I want right there. But, like, I mean, like, honestly, when we met the guy at Apocalypse, probably, come on, one of the coolest moments we've had. Freaking gave us a free signature, free picture, just because, like, I told him that I met him, like, 5 years ago. And he was like, oh, shit, all right, you know what, you guys want anything? Not really. You know, just free. You can take it. You can take it. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. Thank you. And photos. Hell yeah. Let's do photos.
Awesome.
Like, that was great, you know?
That was a great birthday weekend.
That it was. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, that pretty much clears out anything else I had to talk about. You got anything else you want to tack on here, Jason? What about you, Don?
Nothing newsworthy. Just want to say a shout out to everyone, not just you guys for being on the stream, but those watching, those listening. Stay safe. Keep yourselves occupied. Get some time to catch up on some stuff you haven't done in a while. And remember to take care of yourself, both physically and mentally.
Definitely the mentally. The mentally one is the one you completely forget about until it creeps up on you. And I'm hoping that this event right here, which is actually something that, like, you and my wife I was curious about. Like, we haven't seen a spike in, like, suicides yet. So that was, like, I mean that very, like, yeah, okay, hold on. Everyone doesn't know my wife's a therapist.
No, see, I understand where it's coming from. And I understand why that would have been a topic of conversation, but it was just...
It was left field. I'm having fun with it.
It was.
But, like, that was something because me and my wife were talking about it a little while ago. She brought up, like, she's like, hopefully, like, you know, like, this will help with mental health and people will bring it up more and they'll be able to calculate it on it more because the government will, like, be more serious about it. And I'm like, wow, you know what? I haven't seen a huge spike on that yet from, like, the sit-at-home depression. And which tells me one of two things. One, either they're just not reporting them, or two, most people just want to kill themselves because of work. I don't know yet. It's a 50-50.
Also, if you need help, there are plenty of hotlines to reach out to.
Yes, honestly, as Jason was saying, there is plenty of suicide hotlines. There are plenty of... we can introduce you to several people... especially if you're with us, we have people, the gamers with depression, anxiety gaming. We have contacts in us, all those people. They will be able to help you out if you are experiencing any of this. I mean, all taking away from it, like the lighthearted is coming from left field. It was a very serious question and a very serious thought because nobody wants to hear about anything bad happening to anyone, whether it be through COVID-19 or, you know, and any suicides or anything like that. It's all a horrible thought process. I know right now my mood is being completely destroyed most of the time by this because you don't get the sleep and you can't tell whether or not you're just tired or you're feeling down and you can never figure it out. So please check in on your friends if you guys want my opinion. We tell you to take care of yourself, but if you check in on your friends too, they could definitely be hurting and you never know. And that as a horrible somber note, just at the end there. Like I love how we started high and Bruce just took it really low.
No,
with an honest...
take it as a hopeful note.
Hold on.
Take it as a hopeful note.
Hey, on a light note, Pornhub Premium is free for 30 days.
I know what I'm signing up for when we're done here.
I bet their advertising revenue has got to be.
It's through the fucking roof right now. But
hey, listen, we can always end on better topics.
Yeah,
I know, but it went from, like, honestly the world that half of us live in, which is like video games, stuff like that, to bring it into a real world topic where it is something to leave yourself to think about. You know what I mean? And that's something that should be done. And you know what? Everyone needs help once in a while. So And yes,
And there's tools available, not just the resources if you need someone to talk to for something serious, but tools like what we're doing right here, ways to get in contact and at least feel some degree of normalcy, see faces, talk to people, and be a part of that social group again. Take advantage of them best you can. There's tons out there, whether it's the business focused meeting tools. Use them, see someone's face for a bit. It works wonders.
and don't forget, jacking off just doesn't mean you're horny. It's a great dopamine release.
Right.
And with that,
And a good way to kill 3 or 4 minutes.
with that,
Very ambitious of you.
Daddy knows
Well,
what I
there's the sites are overloaded, so there's a minute or two of buffering.
It's like, I know what I like. Don't worry. 3 or 4 minutes? Psh. I gotta worry about the wife walking in. Trust me, I know.
Nobody knows me better than me.
Exactly. Why don't you like a hand job? Because you can't do it better than I can, okay? So...
It's like that Kevin Smith thing.
I just got a horrible mental image. Oh yeah. Get it out.
No, there's a happy note to end on.
All right, so for everyone here...
That I'd call that a happy ending.
This it would be. For everyone here, this is Bruce War Chief Hoover.
Christy Forster Vasquez.
Don Canis Macaluso.
Jason the Cuddler Scamardo.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Love it. Love y'all. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, this was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down if we can get the Thursday D&D in the Roll20.
That's a lot of people, man.
Yeah, it is.